Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I have a game review video to discuss. We've got a couple of games that happened over the weekend. We're looking ahead to the few games that happen over the next couple of days. Looking at the standings and how things are shaping up right now, heading into what will soon be the All-Star break. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the NHL channel. Now before we get into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I've never been able to with all of you guys. So don't forget to subscribe so we can 250 subscribers. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below discussing all that happened in today's video. Now before I start this video, I just want to quickly go over a quick channel update here. This is going to be my last game review video for the next week. So with All-Star break coming up, there's not going to be very many games over the next few days. There's only 5 over the next 2 days, and then we have a 4-day break, and then there's only going to be 2 on Monday. So there's not going to be any game review video on Thursday, on Saturday, or on next Monday. There's only going to be one video, the news video that I usually do every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So this Thursday, this Saturday, and next Tuesday, there are going to be no videos on game reviews. All the games that do happen, I'm just going to put at the very beginning of my news video, so don't expect there to be 2 videos there. I might do one extra video on Saturday or Tuesday with something else instead of a game review recap video, but just don't expect any game review videos over the next few days, as we don't have very much game reviews to talk about over the next couple of days. So just want to let you guys remind that, but we'll be starting it back up next Thursday when the games start to come back into full swing. So just stay tuned. It's just a reminder that we're not going to do any more game reviews until next Thursday. So it's just going to be interesting to see, but with the All-Star break coming up, there's not really many games to talk about. So just want to let you guys know that. But first, we're going to talk about all the games that happened over the weekend. There were 14 games that happened on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday. So we'll get to the 14 that happened on Saturday. First, the Boston Bruins will score 4 goals in a span of 4 minutes and 19 seconds in the first period, en route to a 6-2 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. The Bruins have now won 7 of 8 and improved to 31-99. The Flyers have now dropped their 5th straight in a row and dropped to 25-19-6. So a very good win there for the Boston Bruins, who continue to help the Flyers drop in the standings. Pastrnak, who had 2 goals and an assist, and JVR, who had a goal, 2 assists, both had 3-point nights. McAvoy had a goal and an assist, Zach had 2 assists, and Coyle and Heinen also scored for the Bruins in the win. While for the Flyers, Forrester scored both goals for the Flyers in the loss. So not great getting different Flyers. Definitely let this game get out of hand in the first period, and they were not able to get anything going. So a very good win there for the Boston Bruins. Then we saw the Dallas Stars come out, and after blowing a 2-goal lead, recover and beat the Washington Capitals in overtime, 5-4. Very good win there for Dallas, and improves to 30-13-6 now as a 5-game point streak. While the Capitals have now lost their 4th straight and dropped to 22-18-7. So not great stuff there for Washington, who continues to fall a little bit. For Dallas, Harley, as you can see here, got the OT winner in this game. It was his 2nd straight overtime victory for the Dallas Stars. So very good stuff there for Harley, who continues to prove himself as a really good player. He scored twice in this game, so a very good game there from Harley. Marchand and Duchesne both had a goal and an assist. Seguin and Heiskanen both had 2 assists, and Johnston also scored for the Stars in the win. While Ovechkin and Mantha had a goal and an assist, Kuznetsov had 2 assists, and Strome and Sandin both also scored for the Capitals in the loss. Not great game there from the Capitals. Definitely only one had back. They came back against a really good Dallas Stars team and had a chance to win, but at least they get points. So that's really good, but they continue to find ways to lose. Then we had the Edmonton Oilers come out, go to a 3-0 lead, and wind up beating the Nashville Predators 4-1 to extend their winning streak to 16 games. It's tied for the 2nd longest winning streak in NHL history, and only 1 game back of the best winning streak in NHL history. So a very good win there for the Edmonton Oilers, as they improved to 29-50-1, dropping the Predators to 26-22-1. So not great stuff there for Nashville. McDavid had 4.9 with a goal and 3 assists. Josh had 3.9 with a goal and 2 assists. Nugent Hopkins had a goal and an assist. Hyman also scored for the Oilers in the win, while Sissons was the lone goal scorer for the Predators in the loss. So not a great game there from the Predators. Definitely only one to have back. Dug themselves into a hole, and they fall further in the standings. So not great stuff there for Nashville. Then we saw the Buffalo Sabres overcome a 2-0 deficit against the San Jose Sharks, scored 5 straight and beat the San Jose Sharks 5-2, as they have now won 4 of 6 and improved to 22-23-4, dropping the Sharks to 13-32-4. So great stuff there for Buffalo, who is able to end the Sharks' 3-game winning streak and continue to find ways to win. Cousins had 3.9 with a goal and 2 assists. Paterka scored twice. Tuck had a goal and an assist. Milstead had 2 assists, and Greenwood also scored for the Sabres in the win, while Eklund had 2 assists, and Vlasic and Rudo were 2 goal scorers in the loss for the San Jose Sharks. Not a great game there from the San Jose Sharks. They had a lead, could have held on to the lead, but they wound up losing. So not great stuff there for San Jose. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes Flames come out and beat the Arizona Coyotes 3-1 with an extremely late game-winning goal from Dmitry Orlov, I think in the final minutes, to break the tie and beat them. The Canes have now won 3 in a row and improved to 28-50-5. Coyotes dropped to 23-22-3, so not great stuff there for Arizona. Jarvis had 2 assists, and Orlov Fascinatius were 3 goal scorers in the win for Carolina, while Cooley was 1 goal scorer for the Arizona Coyotes in the loss. So not a great game there for the Coyotes, definitely one they want to have back. Winnable game against an extremely good Carolina Hurricanes team. They could have at least gotten a point out of this one, but they wound up losing in regulation. So bad stuff there for Arizona. Then we saw the Toronto Maple Leafs sweep the home-and-home series with the Winnipeg Jets after beating them 4-2. They now have a 3-game winning streak and improved to 25-14-8, while the Jets have now lost 4 of 6 and dropped to 30-12-5. So not great stuff there for Winnipeg. For the Leafs, Riley and Marner both had 2 assists, and Matthews, who has 40th of the year, Benoit, Reeves in his return to the lineup, and Tavares were 4 goal scorers for the Leafs in the win, while Appleton and Sandberg were 2 goal scorers for the Jets in the loss. So not a great game there for the Jets, definitely one I want to have back. It was a really close game against a really good Maple Leafs team, and they found a way to lose. So not great stuff there for Winnipeg, who was falling a little bit as of recently. Then we saw the Ottawa Senators jump out to a 2-0 lead over the New York Rangers. It was a fantastic start for the Senators. It was not a fantastic finish. They would give up 5 goals in the second period and 7 consecutive goals to lose to the New York Rangers 7-2. A loss that really stinks for the Ottawa Senators, as the Rangers improved to 30-16-3, while Ottawa has their 5-game point streak come to an end and dropped to 18-25-2. So not great stuff there for Ottawa. For the Rangers, Panarin had 3 per night with a goal and 2 assists. Lafreniere, Jones, Kreider, and Brodzinski all had a goal and an assist. Zibanejad had 2 assists, and Wheeler and Kako both also scored for the Rangers in the win, while Chychrun and Tkachuk were 2 goal scorers for the Senators in the loss. Not a great game there for the Senators. Definitely one they want to have back. It was a winnable game, and they were up early on against a really good Rangers team, but they collapsed. So not great stuff there for the Ottawa Senators. Then the Bolts had another solid game as they would wound up doubling up the New Jersey Devils 6-3, as they've now won 8 of their last 9 and improved to 27-18-5, while the Devils, who have lost 3 of 4, dropped to 24-20-3. So now you're set there for the Devils, and the Bolts are able to keep pace for playoff spots in the top 3 in the Atlantic. Hedman had 3 assists in this game. Point and Hagel scored twice. Paul and Stamkos both had a goal and an assist, and Kucherov had 2 assists for the Lightning in the win, while Palat had a goal and an assist. He shared 2 assists, and Brad Toffoli also scored for the Devils in the loss. So not a great game there for the Devils. Definitely one I want to have back. Winnable game against the Bolts team, but the Bolts were able to make it bigger of a lead later on. So not great stuff there for New Jersey. Then we saw the Penguins come back and beat the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 in overtime. Very good win there for Pittsburgh, as they ended their 3-game losing streak and improved to 22-17-7, while the Canadiens have now lost 4 of 5 and dropped to 20-21-8. So not great stuff there for the Montreal Canadiens. Pettersson, the OT winner, had a goal and an assist. Raquel had 2 assists, and Eller and Gensel both also scored for the Penguins in the win, while Gouli and Slavkovsky were 2 goal scorers for the Canadiens in the loss. So not a great game there from the Canadiens. Definitely want to have back. It was a winnable game against a really good Penguins team, but they wound up blowing it. So not great stuff there for Montreal. Then we saw the Florida Panthers blow a late lead as the Islanders would get the equalizer, but the Panthers will recover and beat the Islanders in overtime 3-2. Huge win there for Florida as they extend their point streak to 4 games and improved to 31-14-4, while the Islanders now lost 7 of 8 and fall to 20-17-12. So not great stuff there for the Islanders. Tkachuk had a goal and an assist, and OEL, who had the OT winner, and Reinhart also scored for the Panthers in the win, while Holmstrom and Palmieri were 2 goal scorers for the Islanders in the loss as they continue to fall, like we said. So not great stuff there for the New York Islanders, who continue to find ways to lose. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings blow a 2-goal lead, but recover and beat the Golden Knights 5-2 to improve to 26-18-5 and have a point in 10 of their last 12 games, while the Golden Knights' point streak of 6 games comes to an end and they drop to 29-15-6. So not great stuff there for Vegas. Larkin scored twice. Raymond and Sider both had 2 assists, and Wallman, Veleno, and Kopp also scored for the Red Wings in the win, while Martinez had 2 assists, and Cotter and Barbashev were 2 goal scorers for the Golden Knights in the loss. So not a great game there for the Knights. Definitely want to have back as their point streak comes to an end, but still really good game there from the Red Wings, who continue to find ways to win. Then we saw the Anaheim Ducks score a tie-breaking goal in the 3rd period and down the Minnesota Wild 3-2, as they have a 3-game point streak now, and they improved to 17-30-2, dropping the Wild to 21-23-5. So not great stuff there for Minnesota. For Anaheim, Terry scored twice, Henrique had 2 assists, and Strome also scored for the Ducks in the win. Also, Gorella had 2 assists, and Muriel and Kaprizov were 2 goal scorers for the Wild in the loss. Not a great game there from the Wild. It was a winnable game against the low-end Ducks team, and they had a chance to go back out to 500, and instead they're heading into the All-Star break 2 games below 500. So that's awful news there for the Minnesota Wild, who continue to find ways to fall in the standings. Then we saw the Calgary Flames come out and shut out the Chicago Blackhawks 1-0. A very good win there for the Flames to end their 4-game losing streak and improve to 500, 22-22-5, dropping the Hawks to 14-34-2, as they have dropped 4 straight in 8 of 9. Snugger's up there for the Hawks. Lindholm was the only goal scorer in the game, and Markstrom stopped all 32 shots he faced his shot in the win for the Flames. So very good stuff there for Calgary. Huge complete effort there against one of the lower-end teams in the league, and they're entering the All-Star break at 500. And then we saw the Vancouver Canucks dig themselves into a 3-0 hole, but recover and score 4 straight, including this goal here from Brock Besser, and all comes to credit to Sportsnet. But Besser was able to either get the 3rd or 4th goal of the game, and was going to get his 30th goal of the season. A fantastic milestone for Besser, who finally hits the 30-goal plateau, and he continues to find ways to produce this season. And then it went to overtime. It was a really good back and forth, but Patterson would put the puck in the nets and get the Canucks the OT victories. They would come back from down 4-1 to beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4 in overtime, extending their point streak to 11 games and improving themselves to 33-11-5, dropping the Jackets to 15-23-10. Snugger's up there for Columbus. For the Canucks, Besser had a hat trick, like we said, including goals 30 and a 4.8 with 3 goals and 8 assists. Hughes had Miller, both had 3 assists. Pettersson, OT winner, had a 3.9 with 2 goals and 8 assists, and Suter had 2 assists for the Canucks in the win, while Marchenko, Corrali, and Bean all scored, with Texier having a goal and 8 assists for the Jackets in the OT loss. Not a great game there for the Jackets. Definitely don't want to have back, but it was a winnable game for the Canucks as they found themselves being able to come back from down 4-1. So very good stuff there for the Vancouver Canucks. And then on top of that, those were all the 14 games that happened over on Saturday. Going over to 2 games that happened on Sunday. First, the LA Kings blew a couple of leads and lost in overtime to the St. Louis Blues for 3. The Blues have now won 5 in a row and improved to 26-20-2, dropping the Kings, who have now lost 14 of 16 to 22-15-10. Kings continue to fall. For the Blues, Kyra had 3.0 with 2 goals and 8 assists. Buchnevich had a goal and 8 assists. Perunovic had 2 assists, and Leddy and Shen, who was the OT winner, both also scored for the Blues in the win, although no Kempe and Anderson Dolan were 3 goal scorers for the Kings in the loss. Not great game there from the Kings. Definitely don't want to have back. In the winnable game against the Blues team was really close to them in the standings, and they wound up falling to them. So that's not great news there for the Kings, who are teetering on going out of the playoffs. And then we saw Seattle Kraken, who are another team who's trying to get back into the playoff race, jump out to a 3-goal lead and hold on for a 4-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets, as they now have a 3-game point streak and improve to 21-18-10. So very good stuff there for Seattle, while Jackets are now down to 15-24-10. So not great stuff there for Columbus, who continues to find ways to fall. Eberle had 3.9, 2 goals and 8 assists. McCann had a goal and 8 assists. Bjorkstrand had 2 assists, and Tanev also scored for a Kraken in the win, while Chinakhov scored both goals for the Columbus Blue Jackets in the loss. Not a great game there for the Jackets. Chinakhov was fantastic in this game, but the entire team was not really good. They dug themselves into a 3-0 hole, and they were not able to get back out of it. So no great stuff there for Columbus, as they found themselves in a bad hole. And those are all games that happened over on Sunday. Going over to the one game that happened on Monday, and that was between the Ottawa Senators and Nashville Predators. Yesterday we saw the Senators be down 3-0 after 1 to the Nashville Predators, would tie the game up in the second period with 3 straight goals at 3-3. That's the way the game would go to overtime, and in overtime, thanks to this goal here, and all goes credit to Sportsnet, the Ottawa Senators were able to get the OT winner thanks to Claude Giroux, as the Senators would come from behind after being down 3-0 to win 4-3 in overtime, and now have a point in 7 of their last 8 games, and they improved to 19-25-2, dropping the Predators, who have one more game for the All-Star break, to 26-22-2. So not great stuff there for Nashville. For the Senators, Tkachuk and Stützle both had a goal and 8 assists, and Bassett and Giroux had the OT winner, also scored for the Senators in the win, while Tomasino had a goal and 8 assists. Yossi had 2 assists, and Trent and McCarron also scored for the Predators in the loss. So not a great game there for the Predators. Winnable game, up 3-0. They completely blow it. They've lost a couple of games recently, and now they're tied with the Blues and the Kings for the last 2 playoff spots in the Western Conference. So there's no guarantee the Nashville Predators are going to make the playoffs right now, and that's a really scary situation for them, as they've not played overly well over the past couple of weeks. So no great stuff there for Nashville, but definitely they continue to find ways to get points at least, and Ottawa's continue to turn on the Jets over the past little while. So some really interesting games there. That was the only game on Monday. Lots of interesting games from over the past couple of days. Saturday we had a full slate of games. There was a lot of interesting action there, and then we had a couple of games over the past 2 days that were pretty good and interesting action too. Going over to a quick game preview here for the next couple of days of game action. There are 2 games today of NHL action. At 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Jackets take on the Blues. Jackets trying to end this losing streak of theirs and get back on the winning side of things, taking on a Blues team who's trying to win and pass the Preds and the Kings for our first wildcard spot in the Western Conference and keep their winning streak going. And then at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Kraken take on the Sharks. Sharks trying to get back on the winning side of things after losing at Buffalo on Saturday. Kraken looking to try and tie Nashville and LA for the last wildcard spot, and possibly even St. Louis heading into the All-Star breaks. That'll be an interesting game. And then Wednesday, tomorrow, there are only 3 games of NHL action at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Sens take on Red Wings. Wings trying to get another point in this game to try and keep pace with the Bolts and the Leafs for top spots in the Atlantic Division. Senators trying to keep their point streak going as of right now. 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, Kings take on Predators. Both teams at 54 points. Both teams trying to get a win to keep in the wildcard spot going into the All-Star break. And then the Sharks take on the Ducks, 2 of the lowest teams in the NHL, the 2 lowest teams in the Pacific Division. Go at it. Both teams looking to try and find ways to lose so they can remain in the hunt for the Celebrini sweepstakes. So that's going to be some interesting games over the next 2 days. There's not going to be an overabundance of games, but still, Detroit's trying to look for some points. Nashville and LA is going to be a huge game. St. Louis is looking for some points, as is Seattle. So those are going to be some interesting games over the next little while before the All-Star break happens. And then after that, we're going to have a 4-day break of no games. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And lastly, we're going over to a quick look at the standings. As of right now, the Bruins lead the Atlantic with 71 points as of January 30th, 2024, followed by 66-point Florida and 59-point Tampa. 63-point New York Rangers lead the Metro, followed by 61-point Carolina and 56-point Philly. 58-point Toronto and 57-point Detroit are the 2 wildcard teams, and they're followed by 52-point NYI, 51-point Pittsburgh, 51-point New Jersey, 51-point Washington, 48-point Buffalo, 48-point Montreal, 40-point Ottawa, and 40-point Columbus. And those are the teams on the outside looking at right now in the East. If you look at the Western Conference, Colorado leads the Central with 67 points, followed by 66-point Dallas and 65-point Winnipeg. The Pacific Division leader is the Vancouver Canucks at 71 points, followed by 64-point Vegas and 59-point Edmonton. The 54-point LA and 54-point St. Louis are teams in a playoff spot right now, and they're followed by 54-point Nashville, 52-point Seattle, 49-point Arizona, 49-point Calgary, 47-point Minnesota, 36-point Anaheim, and 30-point San Jose and Chicago. And those are teams currently out of playoff spot looking in the Western Conference. And those are currently the teams out of playoff spot looking in the Western Conference. So that's all I'm going to talk about here today. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What did you think about the games that just happened over the weekend? Were there any of the games that intrigued you a lot? The 14 games on Saturday, the 2 on Sunday, yesterday's game. Definitely let me hear your guys' thoughts on that. Are you looking forward to any of the last 2 games before the All-Star break? Nashville, LA, St. Louis, Columbus, Seattle, San Jose. Looking forward to any of those games. Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised that St. Louis, Seattle, Nashville, and LA are all within 2 points of each other for the last 2 playoff spots in the West? Are you surprised that the top 3 teams in the Central Division are within 2 points of each other? Are you surprised that Vancouver continues to lead the Pacific? Are you surprised that the Metro Division leads sort of shrunk a little bit? Are you surprised that Philly's still in the playoff spot given the fact they're on a 5-game losing streak? Are you surprised that the gap between the wildcard teams and the teams who are out of the playoffs right now in the East has sort of gone a little bit bigger? Definitely love to hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. I've never been able to do it without you guys, so don't forget to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. And also don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below discussing all that we discussed today. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so let me check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.